Hi, my name is Lindsay, and for my project, I will be demonstrating the process of saponification by making cold processed soap. Saponification is the process of combining oils and fats with an alkali solution. In this case, the alkali solution is sodium hydroxide, caustic soda, better known as lye. The sodium hydroxide is diluted in water, combined with the melted oils and fats, and then once those two are combined and become emulsified, the reaction is soap saponification, and the end result is soap. So I'm going to demonstrate the process of making soap and how soap saponification completes and makes soap. So here I would like to go over some of the ingredients and tools used to make soap. Over here, I'll start with the ingredients. So here we have the fats, and you can use varying fats to make your soap. In this case, I'm going to use olive oil, shea butter, and unrefined coconut oil. I also have almond oil, but I think I'm going to leave this out for this recipe as this is my first time making it. To make the soap smell good and have a little bit more healing properties, I'm going to add some essential oil. So I have here lavender and patchouli. I'm going to stick with just the lavender oil because I have these little lavender buds that I'm going to sprinkle on the top once they're done. Here's the lye. So the lye is the caustic soda. It is food grade, so it does say food grade on the top, which when you buy this stuff, the lye at the hardware store, it can contain some other ingredients that don't necessarily make it safe for making soap. So I found this one specially on the internet for making soap. When using lye, it can be very dangerous, so it's recommended that you wear gloves. I got these are special gloves for to protect your skin from chemical reactions, and some goggles to protect your eyes. This is a soap mold that will, once the soap is complete and saponified, we'll pour it in here and then let it sit overnight. This here are the tools: spatula, spoon, and then this is a hand mixer that's going to help expedite the process to make it go faster. So these are some of the things that I'll be using. Oh, over here, these are soap cutters. This one, you can make a little crinkle cut in your soap, make it a little more fancy, or just have straight edges. So once we see the end result, I'll decide which one to use. But those are the ingredients and tools. Oh, over here, bowls, scale, just for mixing and making sure everything is weighed out properly. So I'm gonna zero out my scale, and I'm gonna weigh out 96 grams of the lye using a spoon and gloves. All right, almost to 96 grams. Let's see. Struggle bus. Come on. Okay, we're at 96 grams. Ready? I'm gonna set this aside and cover it with a lid. Zero out my scale. Okay, and we're gonna add 175 grams of water. Okay, for this part of it, this is where I'm gonna have my heavy duty gloves on and my safety glasses, because I will be adding the dry ingredient to the wet ingredient. So we'll be adding the lye to the water. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna add this. And this is gonna create a reaction and it's gonna heat up. And we have the door open right there to keep the air ventilated because this can create a gaseous air. So we want it nice and ventilated in here. As you can see, the smoke is rising. And we're gonna stir this for about 30 seconds until it's dissolved. It's a little chunky at the bottom. The heat rising. The glass container is warm. And then I will rinse my spoon. Okay, so we're gonna set this aside. Okay, so now I'm adding the harder fats. So here I have the unrefined coconut oil. We are going to measure out 140 grams. All right, so I have 140 grams of coconut oil, and then I have 70 grams of shea butter in here. I'm gonna add this together. And to keep things simple, I'm just gonna heat it up in the microwave on low until it melts. Okay, so here we have the melted shea and coconut butter. I've measured out 490 grams of olive oil. We're gonna add that into the mixture here. There's the rest of that. So very carefully and slowly, we're going to add the lye solution to the fats. Both solutions are still warm. So from there, we have our stick blender. We're gonna give this a nice little stir. And this is where the saponification, once we emulsify this is the process that will ignite the saponification and where the reaction takes place. So I'm gonna give it a little pulse here. Okay, so you can see the color change once the two solutions mix together. What we're looking for is where the solution starts to thicken. So we can still see it's pretty watery at this point. We want this to thicken up. As you can see, it's starting to get a little bit thicker. We're gonna stir it around. Continue. The solution's still not quite thick enough. What we're looking for is a trace. So that's where you start to see like a trail of the solution in the mixture. We're not quite there yet, so I'm gonna continue to pulse. Okay, so we've reached trace here. As you can see, the solution's a little thicker and it's starting to leave a little trail when it drips down into the soap batter. So at this point, we are going to add 20 grams of essential oil. Here I'm using lavender. Oh, look at that reaction. Okay, so we wanna stir this in quickly and get it into our mold. So we have the essential oils added to the soap mixture, and now we are going to pour into the silicone soap mold. It smells delightful. We have a beautiful color, beautiful consistency. It's starting to thicken. Gonna get this last little bit out here. Okay, for this last little bit, since we used lavender essential oil, I have some little lavender buds here. I'm gonna sprinkle on the top. Just give it a little bit more pizzazz. And we'll add a little more. They're pretty. My daughter's gonna add some too.
Yeah, I'm a cameraman.
All right, so right now we have to let this sit for approximately 6 to 18 hours. I'm gonna cover it with a towel. We're gonna find a nice warm place, safe place to keep it, and let it continue the saponification process. So tomorrow afternoon, we will we'll take it out of the silicone and we'll cut it into bars where it will then cure for 4 to 6 weeks.
Stay tuned.
Okay, so here we have the completed product. Looks like the soap has saponified. We're gonna take it out of here and cut it into bars. Okay, just removing it from the silicone mold. It's nice and hard. Did what we wanted it to do. So we're gonna approximate, I'm gonna cut it here in the middle. And then we're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like we're gonna get 8 bars. 1. Oh, and look at that. Beautiful. 2. Okay, here is our finished product. We have 8 bars of soap. And now we're gonna let them cure for 4 to 6 weeks, and then they'll be ready.